Elevate in comparison to Alpha 7.
Crumble almost immediately.
Yep, look, there's always two sides to a coin, right? TLC, 10-11
We're gonna look to Elevate is looking to take away Danny's blue buff. That's correct.
That's true, but if you take a look at the composition on the side of Elevate as well, like Morto is probably going to go for that level 1 stun, the Cannon Blast. They can definitely invade here.
Well, to find out whether that is actually true, to find out who is the king of the jungle, let's hop into Game 2. With Elevate, 1 score on towards the board, leading the series, taking on Alpha 7, the last hope, coming in from Chalk BR.
Final match, game number 2. I mean, I want to say that this is pretty much, you have to win this one as Alpha 7. If you're down 0-2 in a world of hurt, everything on the line, it's going to be way too much pressure. So this is one where, again, Danny needs to fly.
Yeah, Villau already helping out, but here comes the cavalry!
Oh, they flash forward hide with that pullback. The Cannon Blast a little off the mark. They're not able to stack their stuns properly, but it looks like they're going to take the Crimson. Danny, all he can do is watch.
It's a perfect start this time, Elevate. We talked about it, and straight away they get the job done. Alpha 7, not the kind of start you want in game number 2.
Yeah, not the start you want as well. And why Sacer in the mid lane? They were doing a little bit of a lane swap, expecting some sort of aggression. They wanted Villau to be somewhere to be able to help out. He had his stun as well, not able to do anything though.
And you know, they achieved double win cons here. Number 1, you slow down Sacer. He's meant to rotate faster. That's why you put him in the mid lane, but he's not gonna get it.
And it looks like friends across the world. Danny is, of course, really close with HBSZ Zhe and has known him for a long time. Zhe has talked a lot with Danny, so that's why he's excited to play against Zhe. Again, after Zhe's return into competitive play, I don't want to lose again, so this time I will try my best to beat him, but of course, they need to beat Elevate here.
Oh,
but Fury with that flash away.
It's not fun at all. Alpha 7, the amount of pressure the Elevate are putting on them is really high.
Yeah, it's all about that momentum from game 1, right? They're continuing on. They know that, hey, this is a fast, very early lineup that they have from Elevate. They can put the pressure on, and Alpha 7 have to respond reactively.
Okay, I mean, with all the aggression that Elevate has placed onto Alpha 7, I think it's a blessing that the goal difference is only about 500,000.
Yeah, it's only 2 minutes in the
Oh,
game,
yeah,
right? But Ivalice there looking for steals as well. So again, Elevate doing a great job, knowing the strengths of the lineup. This is actually very key.
Oh, look, they also have the timing once again, Elevate. I like this new version. New and improved, the Haru bringing it to the bush as well.
Yeah, Fury, all he can do is really watch. It's in the brush. He doesn't really want to walk into it. And with that smite, they take it again. And the pay system, the pay draft is paid off, but it looks like he's going to go down. And Nyap making the rotation. He says, hey, what buff are you walking away with? That's mine.
Yep. No criminals here. The police will be on your tail here. And that police is going to be Nyap for the time being. Alpha 7 recover well as well. Now it is their turn to take a peek into the jungle of Elevate. Not going to be greedy, just taking out the Tusk Boars and start working onto the Azure Golem.
And look at how Alpha 7 right now with Fury in that, just like dealing damage onto that the Azure Golem so that Danny can pick it up even faster. It's all about efficiency at this stage. Danny is the guy.
And I want to point this out, right? In most times, especially when you have such high stakes, it's not as safe to be greedy. But I like the greed from both these picks. They're going for the Stone of Sorcery, not even the anti-heal. Hang on.
Nyap flashing away, the dash away as well, and it looks like they're not able to get some sort of catch. Nyap will be fine.
But this is a huge commitment, because take a look at the timer here. 4 minutes is coming up soon. Nyap won't be able to take part.
All right, I hate that. I hate whenever anyone says the word commitment. Ooh. Let's move on for this one. But Alpha 7 in this case, look, it's about defending against Haru, who's done a great job of, like, he's been off the map, he's been invading when he needs to, especially when it comes to those Crimsons.
Okay, but the timing is a little better for Alpha 7. They're going to start running around. Nyap, though.
Pull back. Nyap, the stun, the 100's Way breeze, and Elevate will flex, getting that kill, putting the pressure on the top T1, but Alpha 7 using that space for the Tyrant.
But the trade comes in clean. Elevate should get this. Haru gets the Crimson buff. They get the T1 at the top. So what? And also, they get the life of Nyap.
Yeah, you got to stop the bleeding in some way. Again, Elevate with this fast-paced early game lineup, showing them how it's done. This is exactly how you want to play this lineup.
Yep, and to make matters worse, Hyde already has the Exit Torment. One more turret for the taking.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to have to defend. The top D2 already at half. And look at how much damage Haru is doing some work. They're not going to get it, but it's just barely hanging on.
I mean, you can count it as the T2 doesn't exist at this point, right? Alpha 7, they need to make some work happen at the bottom side of this map to make the trade. But instantly, they know this is coming. They push Wisesa away. And now, the map, the Gorge, is in control by the side of Elevate.
Yeah, one thing to take note of is that Elevate has done a decent job of kind of limiting Danny, but Wisesa is also a win condition. Those are the two guys you got to constantly hound, making sure that you take away the farm. Hyde was in the mid lane.
Yep, and we also have to consider, right? Vilao 1, we haven't seen any Unbridled Albers just yet. If we get a big one from this guy, it could be the game changer for the side of Alpha 7.
Vilao, man, he's cool, calm, and collected. He doesn't want to get angry. He doesn't need to go Hulk smash right now. No, they need to use it, right? Let me be very honest. Once he hit level 4, they should have been started looking for fights.
How many haulers am I talking to today?
I don't know, even like 3. I don't know.
Well, we'll count the numbers because numbers are important here. Elevate now catching up in terms of farm actually. Just trailing, in fact, they're neck and neck. So Alpha 7, this next fight needs to be really considered. How well do you want to take this?
Ivalice waiting in the wings, potentially going in with the cannon blast, catching out Vilao. He's going to be backing off. Now they need to defend these Crimson Golems. You cannot be giving them up for free.
Yep, and straight away Elevate, they make the very core decision here to try and rush the Overlord, and that's a great decision because they will get it. And now, Alpha 7, they have to deal with all the minion waves.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to take the Overlord here. Alpha 7 sticking together, but they're not able to really find any sort of pickup. I mean, look at the enemy jungle. It's largely barren at this point because Elevate have kind of looted and pillaged their own, making sure that they've taken it away from Alpha 7.
Yeah, man, Haru's level 11. He is 2 levels ahead of Wisesa. That's an instant delete button if he gets his hands onto the Parasola here. So Alpha 7, they need to be really careful. They need information.
Yeah, and look at this. Hyde with that steal. Danny actually a level behind Haru. So Haru right now doing some serious work. He's been making an impact on all 3 lanes at this stage.
At the same time, they're trying to stop this take on this Yo Golem. More importantly, it's actually about Vilao here. Oh, nice attempt by Hyde. He's just giving some pokes, right? They want a T1 at the bottom.
Oh, they'll take this one, but Danny getting a little bit low. He's going to be focused in, and Ivalice gets the pick off. Vilao, all he can do is watch, not even using the Umbrella Outburst to save your friend.
Yep, this is a disaster. Wisesa in danger.
Oh, now they're going to go for this. The Umbrella Outburst on, and they find Ivalice. They get the return kill, and now with Wisesa doing some serious work on the back, but it looks like Vilao way too far. Wisesa has been killed as well, but Fury gets the pick, and Haru on the return wants the revenge, gets the pick off on a Fury.
You cannot stop them. The Tiger is online. Tiger is here by Haru. He is one of the big win conditions, but Azar as well. What a nice catch onto the lives of Wisesa.
Oh, look at this damage. The mid T1 just going down so quickly. Haru.
If Wisesa does not make it out in the fights early on, they lose it.
Yeah, for sure. And now with the teleport in the mid lane, it looks like, you know, Danny, it's about the farm. He's so far behind. He's 2 levels behind Haru, who has been snowballing out of control.
Yeah, and Haru now at level 13. I think anyone is a buffet on the plate for Elevate at this point.
Yeah. Which is, like, I mean, you could do whatever you want. You take whatever you want. This is your game to lose. And Elevate with so much pressure, doing such a good job with this pay draft.
Okay, maybe there is a silver lining. Danny just got his hands on the Insatiable Tome. There is going to be lifesteal available for this Luna. But it's going to be a tough one because the level advantage, the gold advantage now, this side of Elevate. Gold advantage maybe not that much, but 1,000 is still something to consider.
Yeah, but most of that farm has, in terms of an advantage, has gone into the hands of Hyde. So this is good and bad, right? Obviously, Hyde will do a lot of or Haru, excuse me. But if Alpha 7 are able to get the kill onto Haru, that completely changes the dynamic of the fight.
That would be great. But let me give you one big problem here. Impressive. He has landed almost all of his cannon blasts, and he has been stopping Alpha 7 in their tracks. He gets free damage even before the actual fight starts. And look, Haru, he's maintaining with the advantage, getting the farm across the gorge as well really quick.
Yeah, I want to see his... Oh my god, they find Ivalice. They get the pick off. Neop making him pay. What a nice play. Fury locked him in the board and really set it up for them.
Yeah, but what more can you get? That's the big issue for Alpha 7. You can get a kill, but you can't win the map. They need more map control. And right now, they're trying to funnel that Crimson buff into the hands of Wisesa. Great job. Neop finally gets his hands onto the Pure Sky as well as the Frost Scar Embrace. Can these 2 tanky damage reduction items help him win the fights?
I mean, it's going to come back to that, right? Like, is it enough, right? I mean, you still also need damage on your own side. Danny right now is about 1.5k behind Haru, so this is another bit of a struggle. He's been farming so slow because the buffs have been largely taken away from him.
Okay, look, the timer is up. Danny approaches this Tyrant. He's looking
Danny
for the back
gets the pull back onto Haru. He's going to be back in with the Tyrant. It's about half-life. Will be tethered. Cannon Blast a little off the mark. Fury's about a little bit low as well. Danny looking for that bush. Not going to find anything. Tyrant is back into his base. And look at Fury, way too low. This is a very scary attempt, but Niap is going to go for the back line, and now the Umbrella Outburst is going to be committed. He saved it for so long, and now they have the board, but Hyde is going to be picked off. Azar is looking for the hunt. He's not able to find Fury. Bilal is looking to go onto Azar. And now with that piece, it looks like they're going to be backing off with that Cannon Blast to the face.
They cannot find an opening at all, and Danny now, he's going to try and make the play here. He steals away the Crimson buff. In the meantime, Elevate say this is a lost cause. We're gonna give you a distraction. We're gonna start working on a Shadow Overlord instead.
Yeah, they're gonna take that one. But Danny looking for this Tyrant. The Overlord has already been picked up by Haru. How quickly was that done? And now with this Tyrant at half, Danny decides to find Impressive with Ivalice there. He needs the backup, and now with Bilal, that Cannon Blast is slowing him down. They've gotten Impressive, and then they're continuing. Niap is not scared. He's gonna trade his life away. That was a little too deep.
Yep, definitely a little too deep here. Alpha 7, they need to rush this really quickly. There is going to be a potential for a steal, not going to happen still. So Alpha 7, they make a good play, but they need to now do damage limitation because the Shadow Overlord has been summoned to the top side. Haru taking a bite out of this Crimson buff.
Yeah, I don't think Alpha 7 are at the point where they're like, okay, we've stabilized, everything is Gucci, but they put themselves in a much better spot. Right now, net worth is a bit of a wash, but Danny is the guy. Once he starts getting those items, he's going to be even scarier, because if you look at the rest of Elevate, they are so squishy and vulnerable to him.
Exactly, but you know what? They have a silver lining as well. There is a Splendor.
Haru 101. They find Haru. He gets the Searing Stab right on this one. If those shields are going to be here, and Azar looking for this one, and Danny might be in a bad spot. He's going to go down. Azar on cleanup duty.
Why? Why did he go for it? Danny, he was all alone. He knew his team members were not around. And now Haru at the top of the goal charge, looking for more. The T2 will be under pressure. Azar brings the souls of Elevate fans together with them in this game number 2.
Yeah, a little greedy by Danny there. I mean, your net worth is behind, and finding that guy, you're not going to really win. But Ivalice with that passive, Bridal Outburst is going to be on the 2 with that board. That's going to be nicely set up, but Ivalice somehow finally falls in the end. But now they're going to stampede on. Bilal looking to do some work. They're looking to train it. Bilal's going to be killed. Niap is going to be there. He finds Impressive. 3 members down from Elevate, and now they're going to be on the run.
All right, so they give all the lines.
Oh, Danny with that series stand. They find Haru, but Fury's going to be killed and trading away his life. Not a good trade for Elevate.
Definitely not, because the T3s still stand on the side of Alpha 7, and now they have about 30 seconds to make something happen across the gorge. Elevate, they're lucky they have a T1 in the mid. They still have the T2s, but right now, that's enough. Elevate, they actually made a good play, but look at what Danny is doing. Is he going to get caught out again? He needs backup. So Alpha 7, they're going to send someone down.
Yeah, it kind of, I mean, they need to play faster. Danny needs to be more careful, too. I mean, he has 10.4. He's going to do a little bit of work, but again, you got to pick your targets wisely. You are still very vulnerable at this stage.
For sure. Now, if you take a look at the itemization on the side of Haru as well, he is getting the damage reduction in. He does have the Succubus Cloak. He's going to be able to hold his own against the damage of Danny and Fury. At the same time, the Pure Sky, 30% damage reduction if he ever gets into a 1v1.
Yeah, if he gets that opportunity. But Niap split pushing in this bottom lane, that's going to put up a little bit of pressure here. Elevate need to respond to that.
Yep, the timing that is Elevate for their early game aggression slowly trickling down. Everyone on the side of Alpha 7 is reaching 15 soon. Only left with Allow 1 and Fury.
I want to say that Alpha 7 are in a fine spot. I mean, this net worth lead is actually shifted in their favor. It's been about the towers. I mean, that mid T1, once that goes down, I think Alpha 7 are going to be in prime position.
Okay, so Alpha 7, if they don't take a fight here, it's fine. They will secure themselves. Niap going up against Haru.
Finding 2, Fury's about half-life. Overlord picked up already. Alpha 7, that's the target that they wanted. Can they get any sort of catch? They're not going to get the Azure Golem, but Alpha 7 still just moving to the mid lane.
that was a really early usage of the ultimate by the side of Ivalice.
Oh, they've got all 5 members. They were looking for the gank, and they find Fury. They get the pullback, the passive, the flash away, and he's been chased down. Hyde ensures that he gets it. He's going to cartwheel back to safety. Bilal is not going to do too much, and they find this out, and Elevate is continuing on, doing a little bit of work on the Niap with 2 members down from Alpha 7. They have an opportunity here.
Yep, this is doors opening, they're pried open. Who cares about the backdoor defense? Alpha 7 now, they need the damage and they don't have it for the next 30 seconds. Danny may be 15, but he is not a one-man army yet.
Not a one-man army at this point. Elevate doing a smart move, taking the Azure Golem. The Vanguards are there, so they have to deal with that, but they're going to take the Shadow Tyrant instead. And this is structural damage on that T3 bottom.
I mean, at this point, I think it's fine, right? Because you have an open wound in the middle side of the map.
True.
Now, Alpha 7, they will have to manage this. Lucky for them, it's right smack in the middle. You get to move towards the neutral objectives a little quicker than if it was on the opposite sides of the map.
Yeah, and just as back and forth this game, this entire series has been throughout. I mean, it looks like Alpha 7 kind of fumbled a little bit on that one. They've given up a little bit of this lead, but Elevate finding ways to come back into this one.
It's all about the control, right? Right now, it's all about Ivalice and Impressive. Can they get the catches? We've seen Hyde as well. His immense potential to catch Fury and force them off. That is a win condition they need to achieve.
Yeah, and Impressive with the Cannon Blast a little off the mark. He needs to be a little bit careful. Just Shadow Vanguard, very slow and steady. Alpha 7 looking for that siege, but it's not even getting to the tower range. Elevate doing a good job of just mitigating what that Shadow Vanguard does.
And I like this positioning, right? Danny can't go in. They are under and very close towards the turrets. Oh, hang on, Hyde manages to force the flash.
Oh, he flashes away. Niap, he's going to be chased. Now here comes Bilal. Nice 3-man on rival outburst, and that should be enough. Hyde, though, is the low one, and it looks like Ysacer is going around. Hyde is going to be killed. Nice stampede with that stun, and that's going to be Sage's Sanctuary. Bilal trades his life away, and they're going to find it, and they find Haru. He's going to be picked. Danny is somehow still alive, but he's been bounced around. He's going to use the Sage's Sanctuary. Hey, Fury has to go golden. He doesn't get over the wall, and Azar off of the triple kill, make it a quadra kill. He wants to go for the penta, but instead, he's going to push the mid lane.
Ysacer, he needs to go back, but Impressive is going to stop him. He has found him. There is a chance to win the game at this point.
Oh, the box
what a
locking
big
him
box.
in. Ysacer, Impressive doing such a great job, and they want to end the game. What a great play by Impressive, and Azar is going to win this game.